Last week, QMI agency reported that French police were trying to identify the skeleton of a man discovered in a bed in an abandoned house in northern France. Authorities, who also found piles of unopened mail dating back to 1996, believe the dead man may have lain in the bed unnoticed for more than 15 years. Which raises the obvious question. Why didn't anyone notice this man had been dead in his bed for 15 years? I don't know. At least, not for sure. But as somebody who's been ignoring, disregarding, and overlooking things for years, I certainly understand. For a long time, I assumed I was a fairly attentive guy. I mean, if there was a new haircut in the office or a deafening explosion on the street, you could count on me to look up and ask, "Have you lost weight? Did you hear something?" Then, one day, I was standing in line at the bank. This was back in the good old days when people actually stood in line to get their money, not from an impersonal machine, but from an actual cold-hearted, impatient human being who rolled their eyes and muttered, "I'll have to check with the manager," whenever you asked a question. As I waited my turn for another precious interaction with a flesh-and-blood human being, I happened to glance up at the overhead image on the closed-circuit monitor and tried to locate myself in the lineup of bank customers. But I couldn't spot myself. I mean, there was the woman with the shopping bag, there were the two teenagers, there's a bald guy. And that was when I realized I was bald, and I'd never noticed. But those aren't the only things I've consistently overlooked. Plaid suits. Apparently, they're out of fashion. I don't understand that. A bright, flashy plaid pattern goes with anything, obscures hideous food stains, and helps prevent needless tragedies during hunting season. Floppy disks. I realize carbon paper isn't the best way to safeguard a document, but when did they do away with floppy disks? I know they were confusingly named. They were stiff, not floppy, but they saved your data and made great highball coasters. Number signs. Am I the only person who didn't get the memo about the cross-hatch grid now being referred to by Twitter users as a hashtag? I missed that. So, a man lying dead in a bed? If you ask me, that's not hard to overlook. If you ask me, I'm surprised they even noticed northern France.